Hello, happy Wednesday. Good afternoon, everybody. This is my weekly class to go this week featuring the Sending Cheer Bundle. And if you're new here, welcome. Please say hello in the live chat off to the right and let me know where you're from. If you are returning, thank you so much for being here again. So let's take a look at this bundle really quick. It's brand new today. Our new holiday or mini catalog launched very early this morning. So all of those things that you've been seeing sneak peeks of are now available, along with 5 new designer series paper packs. And those are going to be super fun to play with. So real quick before we get started, let's take a look at the dies because there are a few dies in here that may be a bit confusing. First off, we have this stocking, and this stocking is something we are going to use on a card today. And this is the sort of traditional die cut for the top piece here. And as you can see, there's a stamp that coordinates. You can cut the 2 separate pieces if you choose. However, this piece that looks like a little cloud is the alternate top to the stocking. And this is shown in the catalog. However, it is not shown on the page with the bundle. So on page 32, you will not see this used. And I did not notice it in the catalog. I believe on page 71 is where it's used. And even though I've looked through the catalog 300 times, I did not notice that. So I thought maybe other people wouldn't notice it either. These 2 little pieces down here, these are connected, but they cut out 2 separate pieces, and this goes to the heel and the toe of the stocking. So in your kits, I will be giving you these, although on my sample today, I did not use these. I just used this topper, but we are going to make the card with these so you can see what the alternate option looks like. Okay, so let's take a look at the cards really quick. So the one I was just talking about with the stocking is this one. And this uses the Berry Christmas Designer Series paper that is on page 23 of the mini catalog. The next card uses my absolute favorite designer series paper from the catalog for Christmas, which is the Merry Bold and Bright. You can find this on page 9. Both of these are part of a suite of products. And then our last card is going to be this one, which uses a Walk in the Forest Designer Series paper, just these 2 little strips here. And this is actually our Make a Difference product this year. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's a product that when purchased, Stampin' Up donates part of the proceeds to. So for every pack of designer series paper that is sold of the Walk in a Forest, Stampin' Up donates $3 to organizations that help those in need. So we're using 3 different designer series papers from the catalog today, as well as a few other new products. We're going to be using this ribbon, which is absolutely stunning. This is called Shimmer Ribbon. Nope, not Shimmer Ribbon, Sheer Ribbon. And it is on page 37. It's part of the Winter Meadow suite, which the paper in that suite is stunning. And the other new product we'll be using is this embossing folder called Christmas Tidings. And this is just one of our regular embossing folders. It's not 3D. So when you use a regular embossing folder, if you use our die cut and embossing machine, you use your white plate, which is the number 1, the thick white plate, and then 2 clear plates. And that's how you emboss with these. And that's going to be used on our first card here. So let's go ahead and get started. I will move these out of the way and we will grab the items for this first card. So you will have an envelope with your kit, but I just put mine in this clear envelope because it was easier for me to see. So for this card, what you are going to need to do is you are going to need to die cut. Now remember, I supply the paper, but I don't die cut or stamp anything from the bundle that you'll need to complete these cards. So you are going to need to die cut a stocking from the paper provided along with the topper. So here's the standard topper. Now I've gone ahead, like I said, and cut this alternate topper, which we're going to use today. And I've also cut the heel and toe pieces. So if you decide that you want to use those with your stocking, you'll want to cut those. And then you will need to stamp for you on a piece of Flirty Flamingo included in your kit and die cut it with the little tag die from the bundle. And then these will be pre-done for you. The embossing folder. Which is just absolutely adorable. And then you'll have these two pieces of paper, which are backwards. They're supposed to go like this, cut from the stylish shapes. And then a piece of this baker's twine, which is an in-color baker's twine. This is actually Starry Sky, but close enough to Night of Navy to use. So let's get started. So first off, we are going to adhere our panel. Now you will receive enough to make 2 cards of every design I'm showing you here today. But remember, should you want to recreate these cards with any other supplies, you do get a very detailed PDF tutorial for everything. Next, we're going to go ahead and attach our circles. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it when I was talking about this DSP, but this is part of a suite as well. It is part of the Berry Christmas suite of products. And I offset my circles. You don't have to. And then let's go ahead and assemble our stocking. I'm going to bring out my silicone mat here so that I don't get glue all over my mat. So we'll use the alternate top. Let's get some glue there. And we've got the toe here. Of course, I'm already covered in glue. I just opened this bottle of glue. I cannot believe it is practically empty. Ugh. So you know you craft a lot. So there's what it looks like with the alternate. Which I think is super duper cute. I really like that. I think that adds a lot of fun to it. And then of course you will be able to die cut this traditional top if you would like to use that instead. All right, let me grab something to wipe my hands with here because they are covered in glue. Okay, and we can go ahead and adhere our stocking. And our For You tag I popped up. So I am going to go ahead and I am going to apply dimensionals to this before I tie the bow because it helps at least for me, to have the items stable. So I'm using mini dimensionals. Those are part of the optional list this week. They will come in handy, but if you choose just to adhere your elements flat, that is fine too. And then I am going to tie a bow. Now for this, you could absolutely thread through the little hole in the tag there, and you could tie a bow. But I am just going to adhere a bow with a glue dot right over that spot because it makes it a little easier. So if you want to tie it through, by all means, do that. But I just find that this is easier sometimes. If you don't have glue dots, you could also use liquid adhesive for this. Just make sure that you give your bow enough time to set. I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool. I'm using my one here with the brush and spatula because I have found that this spatula actually works better for me for embellishments. I really struggle with the putty. Of course, I struggle with the twine too, as you can see. But the some embellishments work very well with the putty, and some are a little bit more tricky depending on their coating. So I have switched to using this. Okay, so we can't fiddle with that too much because it's got a mind of its own, and I can always do something later to get that to maybe behave itself. But for right now, it just wants to flip over. All right, let me grab my scissors here for trimming the ends. And then to finish off the card, we are going to use these great new embellishments. They're called the adhesive backed glitter sequins, and you can find them on page 23. These are also part of the Berry Christmas suite. And I just chose to use the white ones, but you could use the green or blue as well. But you see how much easier this picks up embellishments, at least for me. So if you struggle with the putty end, this is also a really great option. And there you have it. Now on my end, I'm hoping this is not freezing because, or I mean on your end, because on my end it is. And I'm going to be really disappointed if I'm recording all of this and it's glitchy the whole way through. So there you have it. And there's a peek at the stockings with the different elements. I like them both. Let me know. Let me know your opinions in the chat or in the comments if you're watching the replay. Set those aside. So our next card is going to be the Merry, Bold, and Bright, which looks like this. So you'll have your card base per usual. And then for this card, you will need to do quite a bit of die cutting. Sorry for this crinkly noise. So you will want to take your piece of real red and cut your Santa hat, and take your piece of designer series paper and cut out the present. And then from your white paper, you're going to want to cut out the brim and the end for the hat. You're going to want to, you're going to want to cut out this piece of ribbon and, or I don't know what you want to call this bow and ribbon piece for the top of the present, and then stamp Open Me in shaded spruce on white, and then die cut it with this little tag. Now for the present, I'm actually going to alter it because I didn't want that top piece on there. Let me just set that aside so it doesn't get in the way. So we're going to go ahead and adhere down our piece with the trees on it. And as you can see, this is just one piece of paper. I used both sides. So this is just going to go in the middle best you can. And I always forget to, I'm so used to folding my card bases right when I cut them, but I leave them unfolded for the kits. And so I forget to fold them right away. So you're going to want to adhere that. Oh, and I see I forgot to cut a piece of paper. So I'll have to do that in just a second here. So we're just going to put our circle down, and then give me 1 second here. Then we will apply our lemon lime twist piece just flat down. And then let's go ahead, and I'm going to flip this over because it's not as bad, but let's go ahead and adhere the rest of our pieces. So I'll just put a little bit of adhesive down here at the bottom. And a little bit of adhesive here at the end of the hat. And then while that's drying up, I'm going to grab my snips and I'm going to trim off the top of this present here. You can leave it if you like. I just preferred it without. So we'll go ahead and add some adhesive to the cross section here because the bow hangs off the present a little bit. So there we have that. And then our Santa hat is going to be popped up. So if you have regular size dimensionals, or you can use your minis or foam adhesive sheets or foam strips, whatever you have, if you want to pop this up, or you can leave it flat as well. And then before we put that down, we will go ahead and adhere our present. Oh, I can hear one of my cats outside my door. 1 second. Let me go open it real quick. Come on, buddy. Okay. I'm actually recording this on Monday, and that means it's a holiday, so everybody is home. So I've had my door shut so people don't have to hear my husband and son having loud conversations. All right, I guess I don't need glue if I've got dimensionals on it, do I? I was sitting down to record, and all of a sudden, I hear this, Mom, Mom, and I'm like, oh, for the love of Pete. Well, they had made breakfast, so I couldn't really be very bratty about that, could I? All right, so there we have our hat, and then you'll have your little tag here, and this is going to be popped up as well. And then you will have a piece of this silver trim, which is probably not the exact name, but this is an online exclusive. It comes in a bundle or a pack with a gold. But I absolutely love this because it ties wonderfully and it stays tied. Sometimes ribbon or trim like this will slide around a lot and maybe not stay tied as well as you'd like. So I'm just kind of shaping the loop there. And then I'm going to adhere that again with a glue dot. And I will trim these ends off here. And we are going to embellish again with these adhesive back glitter sequins. And you can just hide the little hole there that makes this a tag with one of these. And there's card number 2. If you've watched my videos before, you know I love bright colors and non-traditional Christmas colors. So this one just makes me happy. All right, let's move on to card number 3. So for card 3, we have used the Merry Melody embossing folder. So you'll have your card base, and then you will also have a piece of white that's already embossed with the music notes, a piece of the ribbon, and then your 2 strips of paper from A Walk in the Forest will be cut for you. And you will need to stamp and cut this envelope. This is stamped in pecan pie, and you will need to stamp sending cheer. And that's cherry cobbler. So let's dump everything everywhere. All right, let's go ahead and adhere our embossed panel. This is going to bother me because I'm trying to figure out what direction it goes. We're just going to do it this way. I know how to play the piano and read music, but this is a little confusing. Maybe it's supposed to be, I don't know. All right, so we'll get that down. And then you will want to take your 2 strips of paper. The first one we're going to put down is this polka dot piece. I have more glue on my fingers. And then you will take the striped piece And that's going to lay on top, but not cover it entirely, and just center it over that blue dotted piece. And then you'll want to take your cute envelope tag and pray your glue works, or whatever adhesive you're using. Mine doesn't want to behave on video per usual. And you're just going to put the envelope there on top of the 2 designer series paper strips. And your sending cheer can be popped up or not. I popped up mine. I just liked the added dimension it gave. And then you have this stunning piece of ribbon. This ribbon, the first time I played with it was yesterday, and I just could not believe how beautiful it is, but especially when it's tied, because it just maintains this flowy look, which I really wanted. And then you'll just use a glue dot again, or glue if you want to use glue instead, and adhere this. I'm not sure what kind of magic Stampin' Up! Puts in their ribbon, but some of the ribbon we've been getting lately is just amazing. It just, everything ties so well. All right, I will go ahead and trim these edges here with my ribbon shears. Oh, look at me. Forgot to fold this again. Oofda. And again, we are going to embellish with these. And there you have it. I'm not sure. I think this one might be my favorite. I don't know why. But I just like how simple it is with the pretty silver accents. Okay, let me pick up a little bit here, and I will bring all 3 cards back in to show you. Remember, you will make 6 total because you will get kits to make 2 of each card. So I'm going to bring back in the other, once I get these straight for everybody, I'm going to bring back in the other stocking card as well so that you can see the difference in the 2 stockings. Just scoot these over a little. Let's see here. There you go. So there you can see the difference in the stockings, the 2 options. So remember, card kits are free when you spend $35 before tax and shipping in my online store. And this week, you will also be getting the adhesive back glitter sequins as a free gift from me when you spend $50 or more. You just need to make sure that you use the current host code. The current host code is always on the class page on my website, as well as the top portion of my website. And it is also noted on graphics that I post. And if you ever have a question or for some reason you can't find it, let me know. I'd be happy to forward it to you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. And I hope to see you Saturday for a new video in my gratitude series. We are going to be making some cards with the brand new gorgeous Garden Walk Designer Series paper. And I will have a sneak peek of those cards going up on Thursday, the 8th. So keep your eyes peeled. Thank you so much, everybody. See you next time.